Welcome once again. My name is Okena Yeledeo, the brand new. This presentation is designed to help parents become more informed in how to build a healthy and happy family. This practical guide is ideal for all parents and caregivers who want to foster self-esteem, a positive attitude, and who want to encourage healthy behavior. Happy listening. Tip 1. Keep your child out of adult conflicts. The most important thing a father can do for his children is to love their mother. Many single, separated and divorced parents do not realize how they refer to the other parent in the presence of their children leaves a lasting impression. No matter how you feel about your ex, give your child a chance to form their own opinion. Do not subject your children to adult conflicts. Do not punish your child by alienating them from their father or mother. Help your child to have a healthy and positive outlook on relationships. They'll respect you more for it. Tip 2. Let your child dream. What childhood dream have you given up? Can you remember a well-meaning adult telling you that your dream would never be fulfilled or that you wouldn't make it in life with that dream? Suppose Bill Gates or Oprah Winfrey had given up on their dreams. Children need to explore possibilities in life. As parents, it is our duty to nurture, encourage and support our children as they search for their purpose in life. Discover your child's strengths, abilities and talents, and help them to develop these gifts. It can sometimes be a challenge to accept our children as they are, however it is important that we love and support them unconditionally. The world is filled with adults living in regret for missed opportunities and broken dreams. Give your child a chance to make their dreams come true. Tip 3. Teach your child to be responsible for his or her actions. The price of greatness is responsibility. As parents, we want to always protect our children from any harm. Sometimes we try to protect them from themselves. When they are young and dependent on us, we are responsible for their care and well-being. As they get older, we have to teach them to be responsible. In order for your children to become self-sufficient and self-reliant adults, we have to instill in them the importance of being responsible. Don't always rush to help or rescue your children or help them to solve their problems. As they get older, they will rely on others to solve their problems for them. Teach your child to not blame others for their mistakes or misfortunes. Help them to develop a healthy sense of self. Tip 4. Offer your child options and choices. One of the best ways to develop your child's critical thinking skills is to help him/her make decisions. By offering options, you are empowering your child to think for him/herself. Having the confidence to make decisions increases your child's self-esteem and sense of self-worth and fosters independence. This also leads to less of a power struggle for control of the situation. Help your child to make healthy, responsible decisions in the future. Let them be part of the decision-making process. Tip 5. Teach your child to forgive. It takes a great person to fully forgive. No matter how much we love, have faith or give of our time, money and resources, we must practice forgiveness. Are you teaching your child to be a forgiving person? Does he/she see you say you forgive someone, yet harbor feelings of resentment and anger towards the supposed forgiven? Help your child to understand that forgiving is empowering and liberating. Let them know that sometimes they need to forgive someone even if that person hasn't asked for forgiveness. Let your child know that forgiving the person doesn't make the offense less painful, but that will help them through the healing process. Teach your child to learn to forgive him/herself as well. In forgiving yourself, you are able to forgive others. Show them how to forgive by setting an example. Tip 6. Reinforce what your child learned in school at home. It is important that you help your child understand that there is more to what they learn in school. If your child shows an interest in a particular subject or subject matter, encourage him/her by giving more facts and information. Think back to what you learned in school. Surely there was more to Christopher Columbus' discovery and Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. Play math games, go to science museums, Buy an atlas for your child, read classic literature, or study American history. Tip 7. Teach your child to be true to him/herself. Younger children like to pretend to be someone else. Think about when you were a child. Was there someone you admired? What was it that was so magical about this person? While it is important for children to have role models, it is also important that they remain true to themselves. Help nurture and support your child's strengths and talents. Teach your children to be proud of their accomplishments, their culture, and their religion. Help your child to empower him/herself and not allow peer pressure or the media to divert their goals and aspirations. Tip 8. Instill core life values in your child. What are your core values? Is your child aware of them? Don't assume that your child knows the core values because you've casually mentioned them. Live your life according to these values. If you value trust, show your child that you trust him/her. If you value education, articulate to your child the importance of a good education. Be consistent with your behavior and your choices. Set an example for your child, especially young children, so that they will incorporate these values into their lives. Tip 9. Focus on your child's strengths, not weaknesses. In society, we are urged to develop our weaknesses, not our strengths. One of the most common questions on a job interview is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? With children, if a weakness is highlighted more than strength, these children begin to concentrate on this blemish instead of all the wonderful gifts and talents they possess. Help your child to identify what he/she is good at. Make a list of all the things at which your child excels. Emphasize your child's strengths and help your child to identify with these strengths. Encourage your child in the areas in which he/she excels instead of focusing on your child's deficiencies. Tip 10. Let your child's voice be heard. Gone are the days when children should be seen and not heard. Children have basic needs: to be loved, to be respected, to be understood, to be heard. Your child needs to be able to express him/herself. Take some time today to ask your child his or her opinion about different topics. Let your child tell you what his or her needs are. Children who are listened to are less likely to engage in unhealthy behaviors and give in to peer pressure. Tip 11. Teach your child to be proud of their culture/religion/ethnicity. It is important that children are proud of their culture/religion/ethnicity because it makes up who they are and how society will relate to them. Teach your child about foods, traditions, holidays and festivities from your culture. Help your child to not be ashamed of their heritage. The Western society is full of stereotypes. Help your child to know that they do not have to identify with any of those stereotypes. The world is full of racism and prejudice, and perhaps at one time or another this may be an experience for your child. Ask your child, what do they want their legacy to be? Ask yourself the same question. Tip 12. Teach your child to take healthy risk. One of the things that I have learned from my son is that children are born risk takers. Think about when your child was a toddler and exploring his or her environment. Who was the one who went running frantically if the toddler took an unexpected adventure? Granted, you probably were trying to protect your child from being hurt. When children get older, they need to be able to trust themselves to make healthy decisions. Let your child know that these risks are really challenges that everyone in life must overcome. Playing it safe has its advantages, but healthy risk-taking is an important part of self-growth and learning. Tip 13. Teach your child to forgive him/herself. Let your child know that everyone makes mistakes and that a judgment in error does not make him/her a bad person. Help your child to have a positive perception of him/herself. Children need to practice self-forgiveness in order to have self-worth. Let your child know that he/she does not need to punish him/herself in order to get past the mistake. Help your child to understand that it is important to practice self-love and to let go of the guilt, resentment and regret. Also, don't remind your child of past mistakes or make him/her feel bad about it constantly. Let your child know that no one is perfect and you love him/her unconditionally. Tip 14. Keep your promise. Your child may not always remember all the great things you have done for him/her, but he/she will never forget a broken promise. When children are young, they believe in their parents, and have unrealistic expectations of their parents. When parents make promises, but do not keep them, children start to question their parents' credibility. Children feel betrayed by broken promises. You are setting an example for your child, and not keeping your word lets your child know that it is okay to not keep his/her word. If you are unable to keep your promise because of an emergency or illness, communicate the circumstance clearly with your child, so that there is no misunderstanding. Do not overcommit yourself to the requests of your child. If you could not be available for something, don't lie and say yes, just to please your child. Be honest about what you were able to do. Tip 15. Teach your child to not take life for granted. I often hear adults today say how kids take life for granted. How did these kids get that way? Isn't it our responsibility as parents to help our children to have values, be responsible and independent? Children do not think about their mortality and therefore take life for granted. They occasionally take their parents for granted too. If parents aren't honest with their children about the realities of life, children will face adulthood unprepared. Build the foundation at home for your child to have strong character and ethics. Let your child know that he/she is fortunate without preaching or lecturing. Encourage your child to volunteer his/her time or donate to a worthy cause. Make a commitment today to help your children appreciate his/her blessings and gifts. Tip 16. Teach your child to trust his/her instinct. We are born with natural instincts for our survival. Observe a newborn and how he/she trusts his instincts to breastfeed. Babies and toddlers have natural instincts to do what is pleasing to them. As children grow, they tend to rely less on their instincts because in the past doing what pleases them may have gotten them in trouble. Help to build your child's awareness of his/her instincts. Let him/her know that it is okay to trust a gut feeling. Your child's instincts may help him/her to become more self-aware and street smart. Children that trust their instincts are less likely to be abducted or to get involved in unhealthy peer pressure. Encourage your child to listen to his/her inner voice and to follow his/her heart. Help your child to make the right decision when something doesn't feel right. It will help your child to build self-trust. Tip 17. Help your child to develop street smarts. Children need to be made aware of the potential dangers in their environment. We often give children conflicting or unclear messages such as, "Don't speak to strangers," yet when a stranger says, "hello" to our child, we urge them to reply. In order for your child to develop street smarts, you must be honest and straightforward with your child about the realities of life. Sheltering your child will not prevent them from any unfortunate circumstances. Make sure to set up special codes with your child for pickups and be specific and clear about your expectations. Make sure your young child learns his/her address and phone number, and the older children know the rules for when they are alone. Speak to your child about online safety. Tip 18. Teach your child to learn from failure. Children make mistakes, but it is imperative that parents help children to deal with disappointment and failure. Children need to be able to use these experiences as a learning tool. As a parent, you can help by sharing with your child about your mistakes and failures. Children need to be reassured that failure does not equate failure as a person. Help children to develop healthy ways of dealing with failure by redirecting their self-talk. Self-talk is the mind chatter that goes on when one is evaluating decisions or choices. Give your child positive feedback and help him/her to find solutions for any problems they are having. Tip 19. Be consistent with your rules. Do you set rules with your child and then change them when it's convenient for you? If you tell your child no television during the week, but then allow them to watch it on a weekday, then you are confusing your child. Children need consistency in their lives in order to understand core life values and boundaries. This often happens with divorced or separated parents. Help family members and other caregivers to understand and respect the rules that are set. Communicate clearly with your child if you have exceptions to the rules. Whatever your message is, repeat it often to your child. Constantly changing the rules makes your child unsure of when the rules apply. Children need stability and predictability. Remember to model the rule that you are enforcing. If you want your child to be honest, do not ask him/her to lie for you. The credibility of your message depends on how you live by the rule you are implementing. Tip 20. Practice self-care. Do you take good care of yourself? Does your child see you practicing good eating habits? Help your child to deal with issues such as stress, a crisis by setting an example. Do not deprive yourself of sleep, nutritious foods and medical attention when you need it. As a caregiver, you need your health in order to be able to take care of your children. Make quality time for yourself as well as for your family. If you are a single parent, enlist the help of others when you need it. Do not feel guilty about your need for self-renewal. If you are feeling high levels of stress, find healthy alternatives for dealing with your situation. Meditate, pray, exercise, take a walk, talk to a friend, coach, licensed therapist, volunteer, and cry, relax, or take a warm bath. Follow the example of the Serenity Prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thanks for listening.